and my essay was about education. More specifically, going to be just furthering your education. Can be college, trade school, high school, or even self-learning or on-the-job learning. Both typically about the same thing. So, just to give you some stats, about 25% from people that are from freshmen to seniors. From there's typically 25% of the kids will drop out of high school and will not get a high school diploma. But then you go to college and you're like, okay, hopefully these numbers are better. They've dropped out, and they're like, okay, those are the ones that are going to drop out. The rest of them are going to try harder, and there's still going to be dropouts, but hopefully there's going to be a better number. Unfortunately, it's not that way. It is actually 45.2% of college students will not receive a college diploma. That is a huge number. I mean, after looking at this number and finding the numbers, I believe that because there's so many times when I was going through my first semester, I'm like, that's it. After this semester, I'm done. I don't care. And then I get to my second semester, and I'm like, after the semester, I'm done. I don't care. And then I'm going to be going into my third semester, and I'm like, okay, this is my last semester. I can graduate. It's fine. I can just get through this one, and then I'll be graduated. But I wanted to quit so many times, so I could definitely see that number personally. Some information about schooling. So your high school is going to be your basic learning of just being able to have you survive and be able to pretty much go into the world and live and basically be able to do enough. It's not going to make you super successful in most cases. Yes, there's cases that you are going to thrive after high school and you don't need any other education. Is that always the case? Unfortunately not. So you're just going for time-wise, high school, you're going to be going up generally till you're about 18. Some people are still 17. Some people graduate late, so they're almost 19. It varies, but typically the age is pretty much you graduate high school and you're an adult. Boom, you're into life. Time to be an adult, jump into the pool at the deep end. It's just time. But then you go to colleges, and those you can't give it like an age on a person's life because who knows what they're gonna do after high school and stuff. High school and stuff is legally required for you to go. You don't have to go to college. You're paying 100% of your way through college. Obviously, if you get scholarships and stuff, but either way, you're paying through college, and you just got that money. You earned it. So, colleges, you're typically going to be 2 to 4 years to get your associates for your general college. For example, your Snow College is typically called a 4-year school. Yes, there is, I think, 3 programs now that you can go past, but it's typically just you get your associates at Snow College, which is fine. It's a very good school. You learn lots, and you have lots of different classes you can take and enjoy. But then you go to your trade school, and those classes can be in length from 6 months to 3 years, sometimes more. There is an HVAC class one class that I know of that does last 6 or 7 years. So very different timing, but similar at the same time, because I mean, the people that have the 3-year classes, they don't get a summer break like if you're going to college, you get the semesters. You get a summer break, you get a winter break, and stuff like that. Yes, they still gonna get like the weekends off, and you get Christmas break or the holidays off, but we pretty much get all of December off for college. You're done. It's the next semester, starts in January. Boom, boom. Big old vacation gaps, where the other ones you don't. So 3 years with no vacation is pretty much the same as 4 years with vacation. just doing some timing for you. Me personally, I took a 10-month class. I took diesel mechanics. It's a very good class. You learned a lot, but it was more just, you learned about just diesel mechanics, where in college you learn what you are going to graduate in. So let's say I want to be an auto body or a mechanic or something. You learn those classes, but then you have all your generals too. So you got to get this much information instead of just this much information. Because you got your math, you got your English, you got your history and your social studies, your business and stuff like that. And then you also have your trade and stuff. So you're going to learn a lot. So tackle self on-the-job learning first. On-the-job learning is, okay, you got hired for this said job, and they're going to teach you how they want you to do your job. Typically, most jobs you're going to have the on-the-job training, but there's a lot of jobs that you need previous learning, but there is some that you don't. Like, for example, I just got a new job, and I work at Discount Tire. I went on to the thing. I've worked on semi-trucks before. I've changed the tires on semi-trucks, but that is a lot different than tires on your non-commercial vehicles, so your cars, your sedans, and your little trucks up to like 1 tons. Nothing big. You're not doing your 20-ton trucks or anything. So very, very different. They have straight machines to do everything for you. You're just moving it from machine to machine and then operating the machine to change the tire. And I had to learn all of those. So on-the-job training, and on-the-job training can differ on times. Sometimes it can be 2 weeks. Sometimes it can be 6 months. Obviously, after your training time, you're not going to be, oh, boom, you're the best. You're just going to know basically, and then you're going to start doing it. Like, for example, my new job, I was actually training for a week, and then we just continue to practice and work till our store opened. So for a month we practiced and worked till our store opened. Then we came down to our store and we run our store, and we change the tires and everything for it. Nice and simple. But then you have self-learning. So let's say, for example, that you're going to learn, you want to learn wiring. So you Google search and you start learning about your wiring. You start learning about every individual piece, and then how to trace wires around, let's say, a car. You're just going to learn how to follow a wire through a car or something, and you're going to learn about different devices and what they do. Maybe even a computer. Learning what different things do and just how they work together. And you're doing all that, and you're doing your research, but then you don't have like physical tests like in your college and your trade schools. You're going to have more of a Project K. My car has a check engine light. Your car has a check engine light, so you need to fix it. So you're going to use your knowledge that you have gained through your learning. Yes, you Googled it, but you read through a bunch of things. You read it, you memorized it, or now you're going to go test. So you start tearing into your project and start doing it, and you're like, okay, I think this is how you do it. You test it, or let's say in this case you start your engine. Is that light gone and everything? And you just do that. It's at the self-learning point, it's pretty much a pass or fail. Yes, there's sometimes where you got a couple parts right of the thing, but it still failed because you got another part wrong. Therefore, it's still being a pass or fail. Like or going from there, going to like going to like a college class, you have a 4-part question. Sometimes those are graded by 1 point. If you get 3/4 of it wrong, you're wrong. If you got 1 part of it wrong, you're wrong. You don't get any points. It's all or nothing. So just basic like that. Me personally, I say it is very important to get more education. Hence, I have gotten a trade school. I've gotten college. I've gotten some college, not graduated yet. And then I also did graduate high school. So in my opinion, get your education. It's going to help you with life.